Buongiorno.
Buonasera.
Greetings, and we come to you with our vlog for day 7.
Yes.
A very interesting day.
Yes. I'm trying to remember what all we did, but yes.
So we got up at 5:45, right?
5:30.
5:30.
Yep.
We got up at 5:30 this morning, and I'm glad we did.
Yes.
I'm not glad we got up at 5:30, but for what we did, it was important.
Yeah. For events following our wake-up time,
Yeah.
we were grateful.
So we got up. We were out the door. We were out the door by like 6:10.
Yeah.
Give or take. The city wasn't even awake yet. Even like the coffee shop up the street, it's like a locals coffee shop, almost like a gas station type thing, wasn't open.
Mm-hmm.
But we went down, we were able to catch our bus, and we went and visited the Vatican today.
We did.
So
Vatican City.
we went to another country today and back.
We did.
And then to another country and back, and then to another country and back. We kind of bounced back and forth a lot.
We hopped over the wall a few times.
Yeah, it was fun.
Assassin's Creed style.
We took the bus system again. The buses here are
They're very...
very punctual, a lot of them,
Yeah.
and they're easy to use.
Like every 5 to 10 minutes one will show up.
Super clean.
Yeah. Now that you mention it, it's super clean.
Super clean. Interesting seat setup, and I must say that much.
Yeah, that's quirky.
Like multi-level, just weird seating. And the people are really friendly.
Yeah.
Like the bus we took back from the Vatican back to our place today was standing room sardine only. People were like just shoulder to shoulder, chest to chest.
Yeah.
The whole bus was...
I'd say tighter than a can of sardines.
Yeah. But everybody was so friendly.
Yeah, they're like, oh, you need off? Sorry, we're trying to squeeze, make ourselves smaller so you can get by.
It was just nice.
Yeah.
Anyway, we got the bus, the 24 bus, 23 bus, 23. I don't know, 23. Took it out, dropped us right off by the Vatican. Mm-hmm. Got off, went into St. Peter's Square, and everything I had read online said St. Peter's Square opened at 7. Mm-hmm. If you're there before 7, you're basically just walking right up to the gate, no line whatsoever.
Lies.
Bullshit. We got there like 7:15.
Yeah.
And we must have been like, what?
There were like 100 people in front of us.
If not more.
Yeah, if not more.
100 plus people in front of us. Now, granted, when we came out at the end of the day, what we thought was a long line in the morning. Oh, there must have been.
That was actually a short queue.
Yeah, there must have been 1,000, easily 1,000 people in line.
Like they started circling the basilica for this line.
Oh, that's so many people in line. Anyway, we got in line, and we're in line with like priests and nuns and tourists and you name it.
Yeah, that about sums it up though.
Yeah. Right at 7 o'clock, they opened up the security, and there was one security metal detector for our line. So that took, what do you think, took like a half hour to get through?
Yeah, and I think they eventually opened a second one, but...
Maybe a little on, maybe 20 minutes.
I don't know. We were both tired.
Yeah.
So.
It took about 20 minutes to get through that line. Yeah, no big deal.
Yeah, in hindsight.
Yeah.
Fast line.
So our plan was, once you're, and that's all free. You get into the basilica for free. Once we got in through the basilica, we beelined it, and we got in line for the dome, which is you get to hike up to the dome on top of the basilica. And we were maybe 15th in line for that.
Yeah.
And that opened up promptly at 7:30. So that was pretty cool.
That was amazing.
We went over and we paid like an extra $2 each to use the elevator.
Yeah.
That's my brother. My brother said to use the elevator. I'm glad we did.
Yes. Tried to preserve our feet a little bit.
Yeah, it cut out like 200 steps.
Yeah.
That was nice.
Yeah. Took us to the 3rd floor according to the numbers in the elevator. So it's like, oh, thank God we took this thing.
Yeah.
But then the stairs on the way up were wild. Though,
yeah,
from there.
Even from there, we had to hike up. So we hiked in, and then we got to walk along the inside of the dome, so we're looking down into the basilica. That was really cool.
That was cool. A little vertigo triggering, but that was pretty cool.
Yeah. And then we spent the next 10, 15 minutes walking up the stairs. I guess there's the dome is like a sandwich. So you have the inside of the dome, you have the outside of the dome, and then there's this void in between.
Yeah, then you have like this archway here.
Yeah.
As you're going up.
So we kind of hiked this void up to the top of the dome.
There were some sections you had to lean on the wall.
Yeah, I mean,
you should see these pictures.
Look at these pictures. The camera is not crooked.
It's not.
You're walking at almost not a 45-degree angle, but kind of like that. So you're kind of like using your hands because you're on the side of the dome.
Yeah, the dome's shoving you over, basically.
And then we got to a point where we had to climb the spiral staircase.
I like spiral as a combo. Sorry, I messed you up.
Spiral staircase. It's sort of like coming up to our house here, only there was more of them.
There was more, and they were wider.
They were wider.
Not by much.
Not by much.
But enough that
at one point they weren't. No. Because even my shoulders across, like I had to turn sideways to walk up the staircase. And everybody was getting dizzy going up the staircase.
Yeah, we're all like, oh boy.
Yeah, and we had to come back down it too on the other side, so that was interesting.
Yeah.
So it took a while to get to the top of the dome. From the base to the top, I think it was 520 steps.
Yeah, 500 and some steps.
Stairs, not steps, stairs.
Yes, stairs.
Yeah, because there were a couple of things that were just ramps, and you just walk along the ramps.
Yeah.
But 520 some stairs. Well, here's a picture, and I'm gonna circle where we eventually got to, and it's this caged section on top of the dome.
Yeah.
And you could walk around at 360. You could see down in the basilica. You could see the road leading up to the basilica. You could see the gardens of the Vatican. You can see all of Rome.
Yeah, that was wild.
It was really gorgeous. We had decent.
It was fantastic.
Yeah, decent scenery.
Got to stay up there for however long. They weren't like really rushing people out, but
no, there was nobody up there monitoring anybody.
No. So that was awesome though.
Yeah, it was really nice. There was a young couple at the very front of the line. I'm pretty sure they ran up the stairs, and they must have had that to themselves for a good 10 minutes before anybody else got up there.
If my knees could only do that.
Yeah. So it was gorgeous. We were up in the dome, took a ton of pictures, as I'm sure we're showing right now.
Yeah.
What do you think we're up there? Maybe a half hour?
We were up there for a good while. I would say a half hour is about right.
Yeah. We were maybe within the top 10 people by the time we got up there, because we passed a couple older people and families. So we were top 10 getting to the dome. And it was really not crowded, and you could get pictures, and it was just wonderful, wonderful time.
Yeah, the views were stunning.
Yeah. We made our way down from there. It's kind of hard on the knees. It was 500 and something steps coming down.
Yeah. We did end up taking those extra steps that we used the elevator circumvent.
So we got to the one spot, and it's like you can see the elevator. I'm like, screw the elevator. We can just walk the steps. And it says like 120 steps or something?
120 to 200.
Yeah. I'm like, my mind's like 120 steps isn't much, so we'll just walk it.
Yeah, it's no big deal.
I think about a third of the way down, I'm cursing at myself. I'm like, whose stupid idea was this not to take stairs?
I heard the echo
elevator.
Back to me.
I was so mad at myself.
He's like, bad idea, Scott. Bad
idea.
What happened to saving your feet? But at least we didn't do those stairs twice. So there's that.
It was nice. Once we came down from the dome, as I had read online, it dropped us right into the basilica. So we were in St. Peter's Basilica, which is monstrous.
It is.
Gorgeous. Largest.
Overwhelming. Easily one of the biggest buildings I've ever been in.
The biggest building I've ever been in. I can't think of it.
Yeah, if not the biggest.
Like void-wise, I don't know how high that ceiling is in there. It's got to be like 6-7 stories. Hugely tall ceiling.
Yeah, it's intimidating. It's just intimidating.
Yeah. Now, what was disappointing, highly disappointing, is for the entire month of September, they had planned and they closed down large sections of the basilica for cleaning in preparation for some event that's coming up.
Some sort of jubilee. I think it's supposed to come early next year.
Yeah, something. I thought it was sooner than that, but yeah, there's a jubilee coming. So they had all this stuff closed down.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be done at the end of September, and they're still working on it.
Yeah.
So that one sculpture that I really wanted to see was closed off. You couldn't get to it.
Insert name and picture here.
Insert name. We got to take a picture of a replica.
Yeah.
So at least the replica was there.
Yeah. Some sort of consolation prize.
Yeah. The 3-story altar that is like one of the centerpieces of the Vatican had scaffolding the whole way around it, so you couldn't really see that. Yeah. The main backdrop, the main altar to the church, also had scaffolding and screens up all around it, and you couldn't see that.
Yeah.
So that was disappointing.
It was.
You know, sort of like yesterday, we go to one of the top fountain gardens in the world. And the water's not running. It's like, oh, come on.
Yeah. So a little bit of a bummer.
It
not
was
be able to see those.
It was still really pretty to look at the ceiling.
Still glad we got to see everything that we did.
Yeah. So we hung out in the basilica. It was fun. It was cool.
Yep. I had to leave you on a pew for a little bit. Your poor back.
So the only thing we had to eat for like the first 5 hours of the morning, 4 hours of the morning.
Yeah, for the first couple hours we had
a granola bar. Granola bar and water.
And then at the halfway point, though, thankfully between getting to the top of the dome and getting back into the basilica, we let out on that roof. Right. We let out on that rooftop, which also thankfully had like a little bistro cafe bar for refreshments. So
it was a tourist cafe bar, so we got like pastries.
Yeah, so we got overpriced pastries, but
we
needed
something.
Sustenance, so it's like carbs for energy.
Yeah,
it's basically what it was.
So we were really running on fumes.
Yeah, especially throughout the basilica.
Yeah,
we both felt it.
I was not in a good headspace in the basilica. I was too tired, too hungry. My feet hurt. I was grumpy. I was grumpy.
And everything was just overwhelming. All the details, everything. And he's like, I don't know what to look at.
So we got out of there about 11 o'clock-ish. And
around there.
We had timed entry tickets for the Vatican Museum.
Yeah.
So we had 3 hours to kill. And at first we're like, oh my God, 3 hours. What are we going to do?
Yeah.
This sucks.
We're like, ugh. Like both of us being still grumpy at that point.
Yeah. We found a restaurant that was decent for breakfast. They were still serving breakfast.
Yeah, they're still serving breakfast. Breakfast. And thankfully their club sandwiches were substantial enough content-wise.
Club sandwiches equal breakfast here.
Because apparently they put the eggs and ham and whatever on there.
So this is kind of a theme that we've noticed at a couple of restaurants. We sat down, we ordered 2 teas, a water, and 2 club sandwiches. They bring out the club sandwiches, they bring out the teas, and man, the one thing kills me is some of the restaurants like, yeah, we'll get 2 teas. The only difference between getting 2 teas and 1 tea is they bring out an extra tea bag and charge you $4 for the extra tea bag.
Yeah.
You get the same amount of hot water, the same amount of milk, the same amount of everything else. I'm like,
what
the hell?
What about this screams 2 teas?
Yeah. So you're charging me $4 for a 10-cent tea bag. I'm like, what are you doing? Anyway, they didn't bring out our water.
Yeah, our regular water.
Yeah, our regular water.
Tea water.
So the guy behind me had ordered orange juice.
Oh yeah, this was a comedy of errors.
It was so funny. So he bring out his food and he's like, can I have my orange juice? So like, yeah, sorry, we forgot. We'll be right out. 3 minutes later, somebody stops there. He's like, how you doing, sir? He's like, still waiting on the orange juice. Oh, yeah, we'll get it right out. The dude asked for his orange juice like 6 times.
Yeah, 6, 7 times. It was ridiculous.
They finally brought out his orange juice. And I turned around, I'm like, was it worth the wait? And the guy's just sitting there shaking his head. So they bring over our bill when we get ready to leave, and that couple's still there. And they drop off the bill, and our bill said, 2 teas, 2 club sandwiches, and a water. And I go up to I flag the lady down. I'm like, hey, excuse me, our bill. I'm like, we didn't get the water. She goes, yeah, you did. And she looks at our table. She goes, we forgot your water.
She's like, so sorry, do you want it now? And we're like, no.
No. And the guy behind me chimes in. He goes, it must have been next to the orange juice.
With their hands squeezing everything, you know? It's like, come on.
It was so funny.
It's like, I mean, sure, they're hopping around busy and such, but come on.
So we left there and we went out and we found a real tea shop. Well, like a bar, a cafe.
A more legit
bar here is a cafe.
A more legit coffee bar.
Yeah, and we sat there and we got 2 more teas and we sat there for like an hour plus, and that was really nice.
And these 2 teas, they gave us 2 separate things of hot water.
And this was not 2 teas. You get 2 hot waters, a big cream. It's what you expect.
Yeah. 2 individual sugar packets.
So we kind of wasted some time, and then right before 2 o'clock, we went down to get in line. Or for our time entry.
Yeah.
And we get down there and we ask this guy, it's like, here's our ticket. Where do we stand? And he points behind him to this line that's running down the building, behind the building, and goes, this is your line, go to the end, bye-bye. And he turned around.
And we're just like, okay.
I'm like, well, bye-bye, I guess it is.
Bye-bye.
Woo, off to the end. So we're walking down the end. I'm like, what the hell? We have time to entry. It's a long line. And we get to the end of the line, and the people behind us are coming up, and they're bitching about the line. The next people are bitching, and all these tour groups are getting in line.
We're like, why reserve a ticket for 2 if we're not getting in?
But I will say,
2 o'clock.
2 o'clock, that line started moving. By 2:10, we were inside the Vatican Museum.
It all worked out. So I think everybody in that line was surprised that we all got in.
Yeah. Now, I don't know what I was expecting for the Vatican Museum. I mean, it's the Vatican, so it should be impressive. We knew the Sistine Chapel was going to be in there. I think part of my mind is kind of what we had at the Trinity College in Dublin. That has like the Book of Kells, where you have one room that focuses on this,
this
iconic piece, whether it be the Book of Kells or the Sistine Chapel, and maybe a little bit auxiliary stuff in and out in 15 minutes type deal. 2.5 hours we were in there. Just shy of 3 hours.
Yeah, 2.5 to just shy of 3.
Oh my God.
Be prepared to spend a whole day.
Yeah.
Just in this museum.
And it's serpentine, so you're like walking in a line with a horde of people.
And if you have any expectations to be able to be like, oh, I don't want to follow this path, I want to go over here instead and skip these other exhibits, you don't get to skip exhibits. You got to walk through.
Yeah, you're pretty much just following a path with, just getting pushed by the sea of people.
You're getting swallowed by tour groups.
Yeah. So we got the audio guides.
Which were
cool. It's overwhelming. I think after an hour in there, we're both kind of, we're trying to appreciate what we're seeing, but we are just overwhelmed.
Yeah, sore bodies don't help.
And I love sculptures. I'm not a huge painting person. I really like sculptures. And fucking, man, Rome is like the city of sculptures.
Rome delivered, especially that gallery of nothing but sculptures.
Yeah. The Vatican was just like hallway and this and that and this. And everything is sculptures.
Yeah. It was stunning.
It was so beautiful. Took in a lot of stuff. What was your favorite part of the Vatican? The Vatican Museum?
Favorite part?
Yeah, favorite part, favorite work of art, favorite...
Well, it was really cool to see the sculpture of Athena. It was pretty damn cool.
I like that one.
There were a couple other sculptures I found that were interesting, but I can't remember the names of them. No big surprise. The Sistine Chapel area was a lot more and a lot longer experience than I was expecting. I remember hearing about the Sistine Chapel and all this jazz, but for whatever reason, my brain had it condensed into a small thing. You look, you go.
Yeah.
But it was the entire freaking building and
they funnel
they funnel you into the middle of the chapel.
We were standing right under the creation of man, the finger thing. Yeah. Like we were directly under it.
So, and they kept trying to have people be quiet so people can listen, but humans being humans were like, no, you gotta be like, look at this, look at this, look at this.
Yeah.
So it's constant chattering, and they said in 6 different languages over the PA system, they're like, shut up.
Yeah, like, be quiet.
Respect the silence. And people were like, nah.
Well, there must have been like 300 people in that room.
Oh, we were all crammed together.
Yeah, if not more people. And every time they'd yell, shut up, everybody would drop down to a low simmer. But then that simmer would
2 seconds later,
be like, talking over each other and shut up. It was kind of fun.
It's like, we're all excited. Why do you keep trying to silence us?
So they just funnel people into this room. So you have to like walk around the outside. But as you walk around the outside, you can like dart into the middle, which is what we did.
Yeah.
And once you're in the middle,
you just stand there.
You could have stood there for hours. Nobody was going to say anything.
You need a neck brace to just look up.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that blew my mind.
Yeah.
And being able to stand in there for longer than 15 seconds was...
Well, we were probably in there 15 minutes, 20 minutes.
Which is honestly a long time to be looking up.
Yeah. I think my favorite, and I'm going to have to look it up because I don't know what this was called, but it was that hallway.
Of all the busts?
The hallway, the golden ceiling hallway with all the... And I said I don't like paintings, but this hallway of the paintings... It was just...
That's right. I remember.
It was insane. It was so long.
Yeah.
What do you think that hallway was? Like 150, 200 yards?
It was maybe
100 yards? I don't know.
I also feel like this is the one where all the main ones look like they were upside down as we're walking. Yeah. I don't understand why they didn't have us just go...
Well, it's just the natural flow of the museum to go to the Sistine. But this hallway was just really cool.
Very ornate, really cool.
No, I mean, the other one that blew me away was not the one with all the, like the bust, but the one that had all the complete statues. It had the Venus statue in it.
Yeah.
That was a really cool one as well. So hopefully I'm flashing pictures of like what the hell we're talking about.
Oh, that's right. That whole gallery where it's like they've repaired everything or...
Yeah.
That was really cool.
So, I mean, I can't say enough about the Vatican Museum. It was way more than I expected. It was a really cool experience.
You definitely get your money's worth.
Completely overwhelming, completely exhausting.
Very impressive.
We hopped on a bus. The bus took us into Travestine? Trastevere. Trastevere. I'll never get it right, don't worry.
He will get it right.
No. Not gonna happen.
We have a few more days.
We went into Trastevere. We had seen a panini shop 2 nights ago, and I told her I was in the mood for a panini. I think we covered this in another video, but we're finding out there are like 7 pasta dishes. And like every friggin' pasta restaurant has the same pasta dishes. It's like a tourist thing, and it's just repetitive as shit.
Kind of same with the pizzerias.
Yeah. So we're trying to find different food. So shit. I told her I just wanted a panini. I'm thinking American panini. Go and get a sandwich. Fine. Just whatever. We had
the freshest sandwich you can ask for.
An amazing food experience at this panini shop.
Yep. Panini / deli.
It was
insert name here.
Stupid good.
I googled it 6 times, but I can't remember it. Yeah. Other than Di Papi is what it ends with.
All the meat, all the cheeses
slabs.
They were all slabs. So whatever you ordered, they cut with a knife. Well, I guess some of the meat they did have a slicer.
They did, yeah.
But they cut it to order right then, made your sandwich right there. And
sauces, toppings, everything. And just...
They had a beer fridge in the back, so you just walk up, pull whatever you want out of the beer fridge, let them know what you grabbed. It was incredible.
It was awesome.
We had such a great experience. And there were a couple other young couples came in, and we're just bullshitting with the young couples.
Yep, and the French couple ordered the cheese board from heaven.
Yeah, the French couple sitting next to us, they got this gourmet food board that me and her are gonna go back in like 2 nights and get. It looks amazing.
Yeah. I ignored him completely, and I just stared at the platter.
She was lusting after this board.
It was hardcore lusting after this board. I'm like, she spilled her wine. That's mine now.
Yep. So yeah, we enjoyed dinner.
It was really good.
We had a nice walk back to the hotel.
Nice and quiet.
We stopped at a little restaurant on the way back to our B&B and picked up some dessert from a couple nights ago. I wanted this pistachio dessert.
I think it's like crostata de pistachio or something.
That's good.
Yeah.
Super rich, but good.
Yep.
And we came back to B&B, had a little dessert.
Yep.
Now we're talking to you and getting ready for bed.
I'm kind of passing out. It's like I keep talking to you guys, but I'm like looking this way just because I'm like, So
yep, we're gonna call it quits there.
Yep.
Tomorrow we go to
Frascati
for
half-day wine tour.
For a half-day wine tour in the country.
Yep. Another day, another train.
What's been kind of nice about Rome is the first day we got here, it was on a train. It was a little hectic. Getting in the Rome terminal, getting a taxi, getting that was hectic.
Yeah, a bit overwhelming.
Yeah, the first full day we then did the Colosseum, which was humanity, a lot of humanity.
Yeah.
But then we left the city and we went out to Tivoli, and that was a great recharger. And now today was a lot of humanity. The Vatican, the people, the humanity.
So much humanity.
And now tomorrow, we're bugging out into the countryside. We're going to Frascati. We're going to go to a vineyard. We're gonna
just wine tour.
Yeah,
it's
decompress.
Just a straight up wine tour.
Yep. We get to sleep in until like 7, which is going to be magical.
Which is kind of funny for us.
Yeah, seriously.
This entire trip, we're like 6 a.m. wake up call.
I think I laid down last night to go to bed, and I woke up this morning. I hadn't moved. I passed out.
So tired.
So yeah, tomorrow's a recharge day.
It is.
And I can't believe tomorrow's Friday already. And then and Saturday is our first free day, 100% free with nothing planned since we have been in Italy.
And I'm glad we have a free day.
No, we say nothing planned. I mean, we're planning on going. Well,
like we have
nothing planned. We're planning on doing this.
We have a list of suggestions for ourselves to go and do in case we are just at a complete loss.
We have things we'd like to do that you don't make reservations for.
Yeah.
We want to go see the Pantheon. We want to go see the Spanish Stairs. We want to go see a friary made out of bones, something like that.
Yeah.
There's a couple of restaurants we wouldn't mind stopping by, get some food. So just stuff of that nature.
The food board to go get.
All right. We be out of here. Y'all have a good night, good day, good morning, whatever it is when you're watching this.
Buonasera.
And we will see you tomorrow. Arrivederci.
Arrivederci.